Hello Year 4, welcome back to another English lesson with Miss Borhan. I hope you all had a lovely weekend and enjoyed the sunny weather. Now I want you to get your pencils and your papers out and write down the long date, Monday 29th of June 2020, and the LI to publish the information leaflet. And I also want you to get your notes from the previous lessons, just so that it's in front of you and that you can refer to those notes. So I'm going to give you can pause this section and take your time to find your notes. Excellent. Okay, so let's see what features we need to include in an information leaflet. We need to have the page title, we need to have headings and subheadings, we need to have paragraphs with a main introductory paragraph, we can have diagraphs, pictures or photographs with captions, we can have bullet points and text boxes. And you do not need to include a contents page or index because a leaflet is not as big as a book. So usually when we see non-chronological books, you can find a contents page and an index page, but you do not need this for a leaflet because it's not as big as a book and there's not a lot of information in it. So remember, for the heading, it needs to be catchy, it needs to hook the reader in so that they'll want to read the rest of your leaflet. And remember, you need subheadings so that you can separate the information. And because an information leaflet is a non-chronological report, so it's not in any time order, your reader can choose whichever subheading they want and start reading from there. And remember, if you can draw pictures or you can print out photographs of the bees and stick them on your leaflet. And what do we need a caption for? So pause and have a think. So remember, the caption is giving more information about the picture. It's telling us what the picture is showing us. And remember that you're not writing a lot of information because you don't want to make the reader bored because you want to engage them with the content. So that's why you can also use bullet points to separate your information. And of course, you can use text boxes. And remember that you're writing in present tense and in third person, so you do not use the pronoun I. And remember, what type of language are we using? Are we using formal language or informal? Formal language. Well done if you got that correct. So let's just reiterate what the purpose of the leaflet is. We're writing an information leaflet to persuade people to save the bees by looking after the environment. What do we mean when we say persuade? So pause and have a think. When we say persuade, we mean we need to convince the people. Over here, you can see on the left-hand side where the arrow is pointing towards is the front cover of an information leaflet on rhinos. So I want you to take a close look. What do you think this information leaflet will be about just based on the front cover? And see if you can notice what type of language is used. So I'm just going to give you a moment to do that. Well done, everyone. So as you can see, there's a heading, can you help me? And a subheading, before it's too late. Now this is also emotive language because it's making the reader feel something. And of course, there's images to attract the reader to the information leaflet. And every day a rhino is hunted in the belief that their horns can cure illness. Now what type of information is this? This is a fact. So remember, our information leaflet is factual. So we're not including any opinions in it. So remember, facts make your argument stronger. And there's some splashes of information. Illegal rhino killings in South Africa, just telling us where the rhinos are found. And there's a logo over here for this company. Rhinos have been around for 40 million years. Again, another fact. And rhinos are critically endangered. So what do we mean when we say endangered? You should all be familiar with this term. So when we say an animal or a plant is endangered, it means that it's close to becoming extinct. And in this leaflet, it's telling us to donate just £5 per week to save the rhinos. So it's persuading us to do this. Now, this information leaflet was on rhinos and how they're endangered, but our one, if you look towards the right hand side, it's about bees and how they're endangered. So we can take a look at this information leaflet. So what features do you notice that from this leaflet? So remember, we just went through the features of an information leaflet, and what can you find in this leaflet? So you can pause, take a close look. Well done. So we can see the heading, befriend the bees. You can see subheadings, how can we help? Why are bees declining? You can see bullet points over here to separate the information. You can find pictures with captions. Excellent. Let's move on. So over here, when you're creating your own information leaflet, you can either do it in this style where the arrow is pointing towards, so 6 mini pages, so you can fold them up like this, or it can just be, if you can look at the right hand side, it can be a 4-page leaflet, so you can use A4 sheet and close it like this. So this is how the final product would look like, 4 pages, so it can be 4 pages or 6 pages, whichever one you prefer. So over here, I have a template. This is the 1-star activity. So you can print this. So this will be on the Year 4 online learning platform. So you can print this out and then you can fold it yourself, because this is a 6-page leaflet. And over here, there's some subheadings. Why are bees so important? Why are bees in danger? How can we help the bees? And you can put your own heading. There's some pictures. You can add a caption to it, and you can also draw your own pictures. So only do this if you're not feeling so confident about the subheadings. So you know yourself best. So I don't want everyone to do this, because I know some of you can challenge yourselves to do the other activities. So only if you feel that you're not so confident and you need some extra support, you can print out this template. Now this is the 2-star activity, another template. It's a blank template, so you're going to have to write your own heading, draw your own pictures, and write your own subheadings. So remember, in our previous lessons, we went through some of the subheadings that you could have, such as the characteristics of bees, honeybees, different species of bees, how can we help them, and why are they endangered? So why are they endangered? Remember the varromites, the habitat loss, the pesticides. How can we help them? We can build little mini bee hotels for them. We can put some water with a bit of sugar for them. So remember. So there's some 2 templates. You can choose whichever one you want. So this over here is at the back cover, and this is where your main writing will take place. So your leaflet will also have a main cover with your heading and your pictures, and then when you open it, you can have the subheadings over there. So remember, we've also done the introduction in our previous lesson. So remember, you read my introduction and then you wrote your own one. So remember, you write it in your own words. We use persuasive features such as rhetorical questions, emotive language, and remember the 5 W's and the 1 how. So go through your introduction again. So all of these lessons we've been planning and building up towards this final product. So that's why you need to use your notes. So for your 3-star activity, you can use A4 paper to create your own leaflet template. So I would love to see your work. So once you're done, you can email your final product to year4@grange.harrow.sch.uk. Now remember to have your best handwriting in this leaflet, because it is the final product, and to make sure that you're proofreading your work and editing your work and checking out for any spelling mistakes. So make sure your work is neat and make sure all the features of the information leaflet are present in your work, and make sure you're convincing the reader to save the bees and to give them background information on bees and why they are so important for humans. So I hope you all enjoyed doing that, and see you in our next lesson. And do not forget to practice your spellings because we're going to have our spelling test tomorrow. So bye for now.